Hello, my name is Daniel, and with a little bit of luck, 2 weeks today at this exact moment, which is about 10:30 in the morning, I'm going to be some of the way around Ironman Cork 70.3. How far around, I don't really know. I guess that depends on how much training I get done today and this week. I am full on panic training now, and this video and these videos the rest of this week are going to be documenting what training I'm doing. So Saturday morning is my normal long run day. However, the weather at the minute in the UK is not looking that brilliant, which means it's not ideal long run weather. Now, I'm all for staying hard and getting out there and stuff, but I've got a specific run sessions to do, so I'm not going to be doing that. I do have an indoor training setup, a bike and a treadmill, so I've got no excuse. I need to get this done. A few weeks ago, I took some advice from a running buddy of mine, Jan. He is a great runner, and he gave me a few sessions that could be good to do in the lead up to hopefully running my best middle distance run off the bike, so a half marathon run. And I had in mind that I wanted to try and run sub 130. Now, I've pretty much accepted that's very unlikely. I might still give it a crack on the day, but realistically, I'm more like a 133, 134 runner. But today's session is a big old session, so let's get in the garage. I'll talk you through it. Okay, so in the garage, and this is my training setup, don't laugh. This is my Reebok Jet 300 treadmill. It is just like a standard like home use treadmill. It's not like a gym one or anything, but it does go up to 10 miles an hour, which is 6-minute miling, which is plenty fast enough for me. No, there's no cover on the motor and stuff because the belt was slipping, so I took it to bits to sort it, and I think it's okay now. I have a couple of gels if I need them. I have a little stand for my phone there, just gonna listen to some music. I've got a drink with some carb mix in from left over from last night's bike ride, so really scientific amount in there. And then I'm a big fan of using headbands, so I have a few of these on the thing there just so I can put a headband on and hopefully not have sweat dripping into my eyes. I will also be using, I've got one of the Wahoo fans. I'll just turn that around and point it towards me. It's not amazing at that angle. I could do with it, just in front of me on my body, but I don't have a stand for it on the wall or anything, so that will have to do. And that is about it. I do use my watch while I'm running indoors, more to track heart rate than anything. It's never fully accurate on the treadmill, but when I last ran on the treadmill a couple of weeks ago, it then said calibration complete when I put the right distance in, so maybe it'll be more accurate today. The session itself is a tough session. It is one that I should have built up to over the last couple of weeks, but I haven't done the 2 sessions that should have been building up to it. So I'm taking into account the fact that this might not be possible, but I'm going to give it everything I've got because I'm panicking. So the session is a little warm up and then 10 times 1 mile at goal half marathon pace off the bike off of 200 meters jog recovery, so probably about a minute and a bit recovery. Now, my goal pace is probably somewhere around 7:05, 7:10 per mile. 7:10 per mile, you know what I mean. But I'm going to start steadier and try and build into this session. I don't want to go out too hard and then not be able to finish it. So I'm going to start probably 7.5 minute miling. I have a little conversion chart on here because I can only put in speed in miles an hour on screen, so I have a little rough estimate on here. So I'll start off at 8 miles an hour for the efforts, 7.5 minute miling, and I will try and creep them up through the workout is the plan, or creep them up and hold them, whatever feels okay. I do find treadmill running feels a little bit easier than out on the road, particularly in the terrain that I live in. It's quite hilly, so let's get stuck in. And Liz tells me she's going to come in and get you all some super sick montage footage of me running on the treadmill. Enjoy. Sorry about the treadmill noise, this is poorly maintained by me. Just on the first effort, 7.5 minute miling, feeling really good. So I'm going to ease into it, up to 8 miles an hour. The next 4, I'm going to increase it by 0.1 of a mile an hour. So 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, 8.5. Which will then take me to just over 7 minute miling. I'll then try and do the last 4 or 5 at 7 minute miling and see how I feel. We're just trying to keep it controlled. I need to get fitness in this session, but I also need to get some confidence, so that'll be the purpose of it as well. Of course, 1:30 half marathon pace is 6:51 minutes per mile, so I'm still not even touching that, but I have to run within my ability. There's no point doing a hero treadmill session that I know I'm not going to be able to replicate on race day. I'm better doing a session at 95%, getting it completed, feeling good about it. That's better for me. Doing it off a minute, but I was going to say off a minute recoveries, but 1 minute and 10. Let's do 90-second recoveries. Let's go. Session done and dusted. I actually did that as a, sorting it off, got some creaks on it. I actually did it as a progressive run. I only decided that halfway through because I was feeling good. So I started off at 8 miles an hour, which is 7.5 minute miles for the 1 mile efforts. I just increased it 0.1 of a mile an hour per effort. So that meant that the last one was 8.9 miles an hour, which is, this is really hard, which is about 6:45 per mile. So every mile I sort of knocked 5 seconds off, and that felt good. After the first effort I had 1.5 minutes recovery just because I was talking to Liz, and every other one I just had a minute recovery, and I felt good. Now I'm under no illusions, I wouldn't be able to replicate that session on the road, I don't think, but I've got it done. My legs definitely feel tired. I've done a nice warm down at the end as well. I've done 12.5 miles and then 3 or 4 minutes of walking as well, just to really wind down before I go in the house, shower, sit down, all those sorts of things, just to try and give myself the best possible chance of recovering. But because I'm full on panicking, that is not the end of today's training, but I'll see you later on for a bike session. Alright, so as much as I'd love to tell you that I've just got changed now, I'm back on the bike, ready to smash another session, it is now 5:15 in the evening, but that's okay. It was only like 5 hours ago I finished training. I've had a good nap on the sofa this afternoon, obviously a meal at lunchtime. I'm feeling ready to do another bit of activity. All this year, I've never stitched on a ride on a Saturday. I've only done the long run, the long run session. So this is additional, this is more than I'd normally do. I just need to do an hour, bottom end zone 2, just turn the legs over, just getting a bit more training in, because tomorrow is long ride day, and I don't want to detract from the long ride, but I do want to add a little bit more volume on where possible because of the panicking nature. So let's get pedaling. I'm just looking for a group ride on Zwift. I do a lot of the pace partner stuff. I find it really easy to keep at the same power, but there's always different ones, isn't there? I want to look for a 2.6 watt per kilo one, and there's not one there. There's a 2.1 or a 2.4. They're not real people, are they? They don't have days off. They're just bots. So I don't know. Let's pick one. Let's go for 2.4. All hills. No, maybe not. 2.5, rule them up. I'm not going to pronounce that. Let's go. Come on, Coco, let's roll. I'll save you from the me riding my bike indoors montage pain, and I've done it. An hour zone 2, I've done it, don't worry, I've done it. That was quite difficult, to be honest. I feel quite tired, but that's training, isn't it? I am just mopping up my snot as well. Elizabeth, you'll be glad to see this, that I'm cleaning up after myself. And for some reason, when the weather's not as good, I struggle with internet a bit more in the garage. I did sort it last year with wired internet, but it doesn't quite work now for no apparent reason. Anyway, that's boring, but basically I can't upload the ride yet, so I don't know what the stats are. But I'd estimate I've done about 210 watts, so good to get some more volume in the bank. Looking forward to a long ride outside tomorrow because the weather is supposed to improve, and that is a good day's training. That's not a panic day, I don't think. That's just training with a sense of urgency. But I'm really happy to get the run done and that ride done as well. So yeah, hopefully every day can be like this. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button down below. Some more different videos coming out this week, because at the weekends I also tend to get some other videos in the bank so I can crack on with work and life and training in the week. One of which is going to be my course recommendations or course advice or whatever about Ironman Cork 70.3, given that I have done it. So yeah, see you later.